Thank you guys for joining today's session. Uh, the presenter for today's session will be Madan. Madan will, if you have any other questions, you can drop your questions in the Q&A box, and Madan will be taking over the presentation right now. Madan, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Hari. Thanks, team, uh, being part of this session. So, Hari, my voice is audible, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So, so today we'll start with VMware Vsphere. That's a topic we have chosen today. Okay. So we are going to talk about new vSphere 7. Okay, that's a new version. It is launched recently. So we are going to see something better than the previous versions, how it can work, how it can give the ability to do the virtualization better in modern applications like that. Okay. Uh, so normally everyone's business is constantly transforming, right? So yesterday was different, today is different, and tomorrow will be different. So it's constantly changing or transforming. Transforming is a better word, we can use it. But the transformation also, we need to see how easily we can transform without any hassles into business process. All right. That used to give more pressure to the teams normally. So whenever the people are transforming from one level to another level, so that's why. So we said the new vSphere, it's the biggest innovation since the launch of ESXi. So I think you people can understand the VMware, which is the innovation or the research and development that started from nearly 1998-99 time. So since then, this is the biggest innovation. The new vSphere 7, that's the latest one, is the biggest innovation. So that's how that's what we will see. What all the features are there? How it can provide a better option to the business. See, modern business will run on modern applications. That is very simple, right? So for anybody they want to do the digitization of their business, so they need to have a modern applications. That's the main thing, right? So while doing this way, so how it can give the better impact on the business, right? How it can give a better impact on the business. In what way it can give? It can give a better understanding of the modern application, better visibility of the modern applications, so easy migration of the solution. So everything will coming into picture. Okay. Yeah. So, but there are challenges. So point cloud tools and silos impact agility and economics. So there are challenges. Not only a single challenge you come across whenever you are planning to transform from one farm to another farm. So you will find a lot of challenges, lot of difficulties on different architectures, right? So like operational inconsistencies, so varying skill sets of the customers people, different management and security controls, so inconsistent application SLAs, okay, service level agreements, right? SLA means, and incompatible hardware. So you want to go for a modern application, but you may not able to install or configure on your pre existing hardware infrastructure. So there are the challenges, incompatible hardware and technology formats. To simply to manage these different apps on different architectures and infrastructure, IT organizations must become more agile. It should be a single window model, right? So IT needs to be able to treat all of this as consistently in order to power those applications, the modern applications, simply that modern applications, whatever they're planning to transform into. So the way the customer approaches the IT architecture to transform towards a hybrid cloud model in a current scenario, right? People are talking about private cloud, public cloud. So whenever you are integrating together with uh, public and private cloud, it is called as hybrid cloud. So now the people, they want to keep the workloads between private and public. That is simply called it as hybrid. So we may not know, or simply will say that it may not be like earlier, right? It's not very easy. So that's why now we are getting into a different model, different transformation altogether. So we are coming out from the silos. We are coming out from the point tools, simply point tools. So we want to get a better agility and a better economical value, whatever the investment the customer is making. Okay. So that's the main challenges we are facing currently right now, right? So you can see that what kind of challenges on public cloud, what kind of challenges on data center, and what kind of challenges on edge areas, right? Wherever the edge you are facing in. So containers are the futures. So now what they are seeing, so containers are the futures. So from IDC's world study from December 2018, so only 33% deploy Kubernetes in the cloud, only according to dimensional research. That's what they said. So that info is not here, but I'm just explaining that. It's IDC's report says only 33% of the companies deploy Kubernetes on cloud. Okay, we will talk about what is containers, what is Kubernetes, everything, right? So IDC has a number higher by 2022. So 77% will deploy on premise. So that is there, right? So you can see that 77% of the companies or the organizations, you can say, by 2022 they will deploy their containers primarily on their own data centers normally. Okay, instead of keeping anything on cloud. So you know the model, right? Critical data and non-critical data. So and then critical application and non-critical applications. So only 33% of the applications, the modern applications, will be on cloud based on Kubernetes. So remaining 77% will be on their own data center by 2022. So 64% container use is skyrocketing and is projected to grow at a 64% CAGR through 2022. See, so the one shift is to containers. So containers are enabling a new type of application architecture. It is called it as microservices that help development teams to be much more agile and much more secure, okay, and much more competitive in a competitive environment and competitive modern landscape. Okay, so containers are very new recent days. Okay, very few years only, since very few years only. So they are very much proven. The leading companies are adopting them now. By over the next 2 years or 3 years time down the line, the vast majority of our customers, okay, the large customers, so where we drive the most revenue, that means the customers, the end customers who is using. So you and we are supporting our arms to customers to enhance their business in a better way. Okay, so our customers, they are willing to, or they will look for an option, okay, or they want to transform into a next level, that will be on containers. Okay, so most of the business will come from that model. Okay, then the production environment. These technologies, so maximum in 4 to 5 years of this technologies transformation. So these technologies will become very dominant in the market. Okay, and then just see all the vendors, even the top vendors, the public cloud service providers, the application service providers, SaaS model, everything is getting into the container model or the Kubernetes model. Okay, almost both are same. The names are different from different vendor, different technologies. Okay, so containers, we know about our the container stack, right? Normally, so on shipping lines, so like that. So we are building the IT based containers. Okay, so the good news is that's what we are explaining. So we never expected this kind of innovation will happen in the market. So VMware just invented, okay, the technology stack for these container workloads. So it can build, it can be built technology that powers more than 80 million workloads as of now. Okay, globally in the infrastructure challenges, these containers and Kubernetes to go as a mainstream in the technology market. Okay, so now we'll see what kind of modern application. What is modern applications? Which are, see, so for example, see, understanding modern application. Okay, so what is that? So the customer, the end user, so end customer, so whoever is creating or building the base platform, they are end customers, and then the end users, right? Who is going to use it? Like YouTube, right? YouTube is one of model of modern application. So YouTube you can access in from any devices, any platform. It can be anywhere, right? Like that, the application need to be accessed from any device, any platform, any browser model. It should be accessed. It should be accessible from any simply from any device, any platform. Okay, so that is called it as modern applications. So automatically it will switch over their model to the compatible mode, okay, from the legacy model. So that is part of modern applications. So what are the modern applications we are providing? So modern applications are very complex one. It's a composition of services. So we'll see that this one. So modern applications are a composition of services. See, so to access one particular like a particular YouTube content, okay, video content or audio content, something to access, which is accessing the data from multiple sources, okay, multiple platforms, multiple, it is accessing the data from multiple infrastructure. You can see that to get one small user experience, okay. So this is very complex and it is composition of services. You can see that some content is coming from AWS cloud, so web service and containers, and then something is coming from Azure cloud, so web service and containers. So managed service provider, some data you're keeping on managed service providers, MSPs, and as a virtual machine, and some data which is coming from GCP, Google Cloud Platform, which is giving GPU, graphical processing unit accelerated, and machine learning topic, the task. Okay, and data center, web service and containers, and then edge location you may have or the customers may have, or for example the Google or YouTube servers may have it in different countries, different edge locations. So data centers in different location. Whenever you are accessing from Nigeria, whenever you are accessing from Ghana, sometime it will fetch the data locally, sometime it will come from the global data centers, the regional data centers kind of. So it is doing multiple things to show you one user experience. This is called as modern applications. So modern applications are a composition of services simply. Okay. And then, so the definition of an application has changed normally, right? That is obviously it has changed. So modern application is very complex in nature and consisting of multiple objects in different systems. See, gone are the days normally when the app used to consist of a few VMs and a database. Simply will say, you can understand this is a traditional model. An application used to consist of a few VMs. Application will run on one VM, database will run on one VM. So both will run on one common node, and then user will access that. It will create as a form, right? That is called it as the legacy application model. Okay, this is completely changed now. Now it's not the model. So wherever you are accessing from, wherever the application you are accessing, whatever the content you are accessing, it will come from different multiple locations, multiple services, okay, multiple data sources. See, now you can understand modern apps are like distributed systems. That's why we said it's not coming from one particular VM only, like app, okay, like app or database. So it can come from different application model, different source model, different nodes, different database model. It can combine everything and different functions it can give. And see, it's serverless. Kubernetes are building their own modern apps foundational platform. So the modern application definition is changing completely. Okay. So we'll come to know. So now we are seeing what are the challenges we are going to see on modern applications. Everybody, they don't want, okay, once we are creating or once they are building one particular application, it's supposed to be accessed from any device. It's supposed to be accessed from anywhere. Even if the people are willing, the same application need to be accessed from web browser, right? That is called it as modern application. It's not like you need to install a application client on your system, particular client, only that particular client can access the application. No, now everything is completely changing. So we need to adapt to the new transformation, or you want to switch over to the new transformation. That's a mandatory in the new era. See, the big stones. So this is the thing from the customers challenging stones from Swisscom. He's a VP of Cloud Labs. Okay, so Stephen Marsalt, he's giving the big stones we have to overcome are day 2 operations. It's not a big deal to deploy Kubernetes clusters. The trouble starts when you want to start updating, upgrading, adding nodes, all that kind of stuff. So anyone can look for Kubernetes, any bigger companies, enterprise, large enterprise companies, but the challenge will start from the day 2 operations. That's what he mentioned. You know, these are the challenges will came. Okay. See, challenges for developers and IT administrators. What kind of challenges will come in? So developer, lack of modern developer services within organization. Obviously, they are very good in developing the application for desktops and laptops, but they may not know how to develop the application for mobile devices, right? So access to the modern coding tools and backend databases is slow, even though you are doing. Deployment, day 2 operations and lifecycle management is painful. Yeah, obviously, you cannot maintain multiple applications for multiple device access. It's really painful job. So and then for VI admins, right? Virtual platform infrastructure admins, virtual infrastructure admins. So infrastructure silos exist as provisioning resources. For developers is a nightmare. Developers will ask, okay, from tomorrow I want to run this particular application, I want to roll out. So we created. So to allocate the infrastructure to run their particular model is really difficult for a VI admin. Okay, they may not know how to inculcate this particular model, how to give the option to access the particular application, to enhance the application, to best performance hardware. So to allocate the resources are very difficult. And then security isolation of modern application and sensitive databases is difficult. Right, that is also there. So inconsistent operations and cross-functional workflows remains a concern. Right, that is also very important thing to focus on. These are the challenges for any developers and IT administrators. So rightly they pointed out here. So the people are thinking once you implement one solution, that is all. That's all. No need to upgrade. No need to do anything. Nowadays, just see if you are giving any application like a mobile device, smart operating system applications. So people are updating within 2-3 days, within a week time. They are releasing new version. Right? They are giving new updates. You can go to your mobile device and you can just see. You go to your app store and you just see how many updates you are getting for your application. So you need to improve every time. You need to give better performance. So modern application is not a challenge. So creating, building, maintaining the modern application is a challenge. Okay, that's very complex thing to focus on or to manage. So now we are coming into new vSphere, that is vSphere 7 from VMware. Okay, so earlier we have seen customers are looking for modern application, simple, right? So then if they are looking for modern applications, they need to invest on their modern infrastructure. It will cost more and it will very complex to manage everything. We have seen the challenges. Now we are coming into VMware's solution for those challenges. Okay. So what are the solutions we are giving? It's the biggest innovation since the launch of ESXi. Okay. So what we are giving? We are giving the solution for data center, giving the solution for edge. We are giving the solution for service provider. We are giving the solution for public cloud in a single platform. What is that single platform? You can see that vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. So I think you can understand the VM platform, right? Virtual platform. So one single hardware, you can run multiple operating systems simply, right? You can isolate the operating systems from another operating system, but you can access the hardware resources. You can share the resources. That is virtual platform. So vSphere is the foundation for virtual platform. Now, so vSphere 7 also come along with Kubernetes, which is needed for the modern application containerization. So new generation of vSphere for containerized apps. So if anybody want to attach Kubernetes on vSphere 7, so vSphere 7 which is available on two flavors. Okay, one is a plain vSphere 7, another one is vSphere 7 with the Kubernetes. Anybody is looking for modern application building, they can go along with vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. That is available through VMware Cloud Foundation. Okay. So introducing vSphere 7 and vSphere VMware Cloud Foundation services. So it is considered as services. It is available as services. See, now you can understand. Connect developers and operators in a shared effort. So applications down. So customer use case, modernize application, simple. Okay, they want to build one single application for multiple devices, multiple sources, multiple access, right? So simply you create one modern application and it can be deployed and it can be accessed. Okay, it can be managed from anywhere else. So you can see that, so applications down, customer use case. Here you are seeing application is one, and then the down one is developers, and the next one is multi-cloud. It is available from multi-cloud. The data is available from multi-cloud. The application databases are available from multi-cloud, and then operators, and then infrastructure is going up. So customer use case, modernize infrastructure. So from down, application from top to bottom, so infrastructure from bottom to top. Okay, this is a use case. So simply you are accessing the application from anywhere to anywhere. Okay, in a shared effort. Guys, I'm not going very fast, I believe. So if you have any questions, please let me know anytime. You can stop anytime to ask for any questions. So this is very, very important topic in the current scenario. That's why we are talking, or we have chosen this particular topic and we are discussing. Again, which is started from VMware. It's a new solution which is available for vSphere 7 plus Kubernetes, right? So if you have any queries or any clarification you want to get clarified, please let me know anytime, please. So for me it's very difficult to access my chat window. It should be on separate. Anybody put any chat? You can let me know. Hari or Ifyama, you can let me know if anybody is chatting on chat window. Please let me know. While I'm running my presentation, I'm not able to see my chat window. Okay.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Okay. If anybody is posting, you just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. No worry. Okay. Okay. So introducing VMware Cloud Foundation Services. This is a very, very important thing. So to understand. So one single solution will provide the ability to manage, build, and modernize your complete application and data center. You can see that the modern hybrid cloud. Okay. And then public cloud, edge, data center, service provider, everything can be integrated together in a single model. And then you can see that VMware, the second layer from bottom, the second layer is VMware Cloud Foundation Services. So Kubernetes and REST APIs. So Tanzu Application Services. So Tanzu Application Services is part of VMware now. Okay, earlier it was a separate company. Now it's part of VMware. And then hybrid infrastructure services and future services will come into picture. So I will explain what is Cloud Foundation Services, what is Tanzu, what is hybrid infrastructure services. Okay, so VMware Cloud Foundation Services consist of two families of services. That is Tanzu Runtime Services. Okay, and then you can say that our application services, and then hybrid infrastructure services. Okay, it's powered by innovation in vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. These services enable a self-service experience through Kubernetes API. Okay, so I'm not covering up anything on very deep technical. Now I'm just touching only the terms or the jargons of technology. What is Kubernetes? What is hybrid infrastructure services? What is containers? Kind of. Okay. So if you are looking for very deep dive in anything on the technology front, you can log into Partner Connect. And now currently the 3 partner trainings, you can say that complement partner trainings are available in the COVID time. Okay, they are giving free training. You will get access to partner demo labs also. Okay, without paying anything. Online trainings are available. Simple thing is you need to log in and you need to go through the lab. Okay, the training labs. So Tanzu services, I will explain the Tanzu services and infrastructure services. So Tanzu runtime services allow developers to build applications with the freedom using the upstream conformant Kubernetes distributions. Okay, so Tanzu runtime services is mainly focused on the application side. Okay, then the hybrid infrastructure services allows developers to provision and work with infrastructure such as compute, storage, and networking. So now you need to club these two things with the previous slide. Infrastructure, the down one, the bottom down one. Okay, the top one is application. So top is belongs to Tanzu. The down one infrastructure belongs to hybrid infrastructure services. Now you understood, right? If you want to build any modern application, you need to have both. Okay. So that particular component is a new component. You can see in the right hand side of this particular tab, it's a new component from VMware. And then management, visibility, operations, automation, security, and governance. This will be part of vCenter. Okay, to manage everything together in a single platform. It's part of single window. And then applications, it can be existing enterprise applications. Okay, if it is existing enterprise applications, it should be reliable control, reduced cost and security. Cloud native applications, anything which is running on cloud based like Salesforce or any other solution. So time to market, innovation, scale, and differentiation. Even it can be your own cloud based applications, cloud native applications. So business outcomes. What is the business outcome? So how the Amazon, okay, Amazon marketplace, simply, they are giving access to thousands of people to access to utilize their marketplace to buy many items, right? Online shopping portal. So how they are giving the access to thousands of people? They cannot predict and they cannot build a very high level of data center anytime, right? Normally, anyone, any online stores, they cannot predict how many users will hit on the same time, concurrent time, simultaneously. No one can predict. Sometime if the iPhone is launching, millions of people will access that particular portal. If nothing is newly launching or it's like a normal day, only thousands of people will access, not millions of people. So there are differences, right? You cannot predict how many users will access that particular portal anytime. It's very difficult to predict. So in that scenario, so you need to build a very robust model, very agile model. So whenever the people are coming in thousands, the model will need to adjust automatically, optimize or maintain or re-platform, or refactor. You can see that down the line, you can see on the application tab, develop new apps and then following developing new apps. It's supposed to re-platform, it's supposed to refactor, it's supposed to optimize, it's supposed to maintain automatically. Okay, so anyone, millions of people are accessing that particular time. Okay, automatically it's supposed to optimize, automatically it's supposed to build the modern application layers, the modern application factors, refactor, it's supposed to refactor, it's supposed to refactor the resources, more resources, right? That's a main important thing. So the end of the day, the end customers main focus is their business outcomes. So behind the scenes, whatever is happening, they don't mind. They want to focus on their business. That is their motive. So what is the business outcome? Time to market. So on timely manner, you need to market it. And then innovation, you have to focus on innovation, and you need to scale it up, your business, and differentiation from any competition. Cost reduction. So you have a single model. If 1,000 people are using, it will use only the limited resources. If millions of people using your portal or the web application, it's supposed to expand automatically or scale automatically. Okay, so that's part of cost reduction. So single model will provide both. It's not a predictable model. We are giving a single model. And then customer experience, better customer experience, no downtime. So better service, better availability of the services, easy application access, customer friendly, everything will be part of the business outcomes. So all these things can be achieved by the VMware Cloud Foundation Services. That is part of vSphere 7 now. Okay, that's why they mention everywhere, they are mentioning is a better innovation in the whole ESXi model on the virtual platform model. Okay, so now VMware Cloud Foundation Services, very deep into that, we are getting into that. Okay, so Tanzu runtime services, Tanzu Kubernetes grid service, that is mainly for application services. You can just correlate with the previous presentation, that means the previous slide. Okay, Tanzu runtime services for Tanzu, simply, or an alternative way you can say Tanzu application services. Okay, Tanzu Kubernetes grid service, that is inbuilt part of that. So both these things are part of Kubernetes and RESTful APIs. So hybrid infrastructure services, HIS, that will give the ability for vSphere pod service, storage service, network service, and registry service. All these things can be managed on modern hybrid cloud model. It can be migrated from anywhere to anywhere. It can be built from anywhere to anywhere. Now it's meant to for, we'll say, now it's meant to for modern applications. So pod services, Tanzu Kubernetes grid service we have seen, developers to manage consistent, compliant and conformant Kubernetes clusters, many Kubernetes clusters. So vSphere, and we are coming into hybrid infrastructure services. So vSphere pod service allows developers to run containers directly on the hypervisor for improved security, performance and manageability. Pod service. Pod is nothing but it's like a container, small level of container. Okay. So storage service. So storage service allows developers to manage persistent disk for use with containers, Kubernetes and virtual machines. So we said containers mainly for applications, application access, then and the Kubernetes also will run in the same way, and then virtual machines will run separately. So it can be utilized through the storage service. So network service allows developers to manage virtual routers, load balancers and firewall rules, network related services. That's part of edge. You can say it's part of edge. So registry service allows developers to store, manage, and secure Docker and OCI images. I think you might be knowing the Docker, right? You might be had here anywhere heard this Dockers. It's like a containers, right? Docker platform. So registry service allows developers to store, manage, and secure Docker images. It will register the information on registry service. So VMware Cloud Foundation unifies Kubernetes and VMs. So VCF in short form we call it as, okay, VMware Cloud Foundation we call it with VCF. Editions include TKG, okay. So TKG you can see that Tanzu, Kubernetes, Grid, and vSphere with Kubernetes separate, okay. So VMware Cloud Foundation will provide automation and operations. So on part of that, hybrid infrastructure services, right? Compute, on that you will get compute, storage, network, intrinsic security and lifecycle automation as part of the VMware Cloud Foundation. See, unified containers, Kubernetes and virtual machines. The complete stack provides cloud operating model across private cloud, public hyperscalers, and hybrid. So if anybody is willing, they want to create or they want to build their private cloud. If any customer, any of our end customers, they are saying they want to build their own private cloud, easily we can quote VMware Cloud Foundation. Okay, so what it can give? It can give the ability to build their private cloud, own private cloud. Also, they can extend to their public cloud environment, or it can be a hybrid cloud model. So what it is giving? It is giving efficiency, resiliency, and security for VM and container workloads. Okay. Okay. So vSphere 7 with the Kubernetes powers VMware Cloud Foundation. So if any customer is looking for vCloud Foundation, that means VMware Cloud Foundation, okay, vSphere, they can buy vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. They will get VMware Cloud Foundation on top of that license. See, on namespaces, DB and Analytics, AI and ML, business critical, time critical, I said, right? Business critical applications, non-business critical applications kind of. Here we mentioned business critical applications. We are considering that here, and time critical applications. So without without any downtime, within how much time they need to up their application, specific application. It's a time critical applications. If any product is launching or any ticket reservation is launching, within the 30 minutes they need to give up and run with for multiple thousands of users, multiple millions of users. So that is time critical applications and business critical applications. These can be built by this vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. Okay, so Tanzu runtime services, Kubernetes grid service, and then a hybrid infrastructure services, part of vCloud Foundation services, hybrid mobility service for different models, right? The device models. So what all the components are part of this? So vSphere is the main component, okay, that's for compute, and then storage, and then networking, vSAN, NSX, and then vRealize for the complete management. And then we need to provide vCenter server, that's the centralized management component, right? So once we are getting these components, so these particular components are part of the solution. Once they are done with this infrastructure, so they are eligible, or they are easily they can create their modern application stack anytime. vSphere 7 essential services for modern hybrid cloud. So other major capabilities and enhancements. So simplified lifecycle management, and then intrinsic security, application acceleration. So vSphere Lifecycle Manager for simplified upgrades. Okay. So update planner to discover, manage, and upgrade. Upgrade using RESTful APIs, that is part of simplified lifecycle management. Anything you want to upgrade or update your application lifecycle, you want to configure, you want to manage, everything is very simple. So intrinsic security, remote attestation with the vSphere Trust Authority. So that one we'll see what is the remote attestation on the following slides. Okay, how it supports, how the better security the customers will get. So identity federation with the ADFS. Okay, so I think you people might be knowing ADFS. So AD federation services, right? That's mainly for so multi-factor authentication component from Microsoft. Okay, in many of the other solution also can be integrated. Many ID providers. It's called ID providers. Simplified software patching and application acceleration, which will provide cost-efficient AI and ML hardware pools, artificial intelligence and machine learning hardware pools. So performance and resiliency, improved vSphere DRS, okay, distributed resource scheduler, a predictable quality of service. So you can predict how much quality of service will get QoS of your modern application. So streamlined development. So real-time infrastructure access for developers through Kubernetes APIs. So you embed Kubernetes into a control plane of vSphere simply. Okay, unifying control of compute, network, and storage resources. Supervisor cluster allows consumption of cloud resources, cluster, VM, disk, networks, everything through Kubernetes APIs. Okay, one single platform, one single component will manage everything. Okay, and see, deliver Kubernetes cluster as a service to developers. IT operators can now deliver a self-service access to developers for new Kubernetes clusters. So developers no need to depend on your IT operators all the time. They can just plug and play, and they can build their own clusters, the Kubernetes clusters, the developers as a self-service. So converge VMs and containers. Okay, so that's second one, fully compliant and conform on Kubernetes with the TKG service, that thanks to Kubernetes grid service. So high performance and enhanced security from the vSphere pod service. So that's why we said it's a pod is nothing but it's a group of services or the resources. Okay, so we are getting very high performance and enhanced security from the vSphere pod service. So converge VMs and containers using the new vSphere pods that are high performing, secure, and easy to consume overall. Okay, we'll see what is the consumption, how it works. See here, so developers use Kubernetes to manage workloads. So use kubectl, its control for self-service access to infrastructure. So Kubernetes native applications, control plane. So native parts, guys, looks very difficult here, okay, while creating, but in practical thing, it's very easy. Okay, it's very easy than what you think. It's very easy while creating your Kubernetes parts. Yes, this training also available on VMware Partner Connect portal. Okay, so you log in and you access that, and you will come to know how it is easy to build a Kubernetes clusters, right, and VM applications. So all the resources, control plane, nodes, everything, native parts, functions, everything managed through YAML files. You can see that these are YAML files. Kubernetes cluster, API version, vks.vmware.com/1 metadata, my application. So everything, it's easy to understand. The topology, the count, the node count, everything. Okay. See, it's kind of part. Again, it's YAML files. I think you people can understand the YAML syntax, right? So kubectl based declarative state syntax to get self-service access for infrastructure, managing modern workloads and building applications. What is that? The developer itself, they can configure, they can manage, they can monitor. No need to depend on the IT infrastructure team. IT infrastructure team, they can focus on other things. So IT operations using application focused management in vCenter. So VI admins can use existing vSphere skill sets to operate Kubernetes clusters, containers and VMs. That's why we said VI admin can use existing vSphere skill set to operate. So no need to have any special skill set to manage. So this is the window, you can see it's visible, right? Very much visible. So you will see that config status running, Kubernetes status active. It's exactly like your the existing VI platform only, like storage, permission, pod. You can create the pods. So you can club and you can create pods like Docker, right? You know the Docker. So you can see that on pod, next to pod, you can see the Docker symbol. And virtual machines, and then Kubernetes clusters. That's for the Tanzu application services, right? So application focused management. That's simply application focused management. So you are not focusing on anything else. No downtime, no this container based resource management, right? Existing VM management, nothing. As an end user side, they should not know anything. They should not see anything. They want to get the modern application from any device to any device, from anywhere to anywhere. Simple. Okay. That's a current transformation. So now we'll see what is application focused management. We'll see, right? See now. So what is application focused management? What is that? Okay. So namespace C, we'll see it's its own container. So Kubernetes clusters, native applications you have, and then control plane from multiple nodes, different nodes you are taking, and you are creating native parts for functions, and you are creating VM apps and databases. This is all for, okay, namespace D, you are creating multiple namespaces, different namespaces. This is all for single application A, application B, application C, and application D. It is coming from different namespaces, different environment, different sources, okay, for application access. VI admin will manage from a single window, from a single console. The platform is same. The single platform we have, the left hand side, the complete namespaces are single platform. How we are seeing, for any application access or application build, you are integrating from multiple namespaces. Okay, I think the symbols are not very much visible. The lock symbol on application D on the top, you can see lock symbol, and the workload symbol, the user symbol, and all. It's not very much visible. Okay. So accelerated innovation using familiar tools for developers and IT operators. So improved developer and IT productivity using VMware Cloud Foundation. So the same thing we have seen in the previous slides. Okay. So now the same thing we are explaining here as consistent view between development and operations via Kubernetes constructs in vSphere. The base platform, what is the base platform? Basic vSphere, whatever we are using already, the same vSphere. On top of that, we are giving Kubernetes controls. Okay, developers get self-service access to infrastructure using Kubernetes. So IT operators are building the infrastructure only one time, and then the developers, they can just pull out and they can create on their own Kubernetes infrastructure. So IT operators use vSphere tools to deliver services to developers. You just see whatever already they build, the same thing will be there. IT operators will manage that one. But based on the application focused access, the developer itself will access through self-service. Okay. So internal developers, you keep that way. Internal developers, they want to test some application or they want to build build and they want to roll out some applications, they can do that on their own. No need to depend on IT operators every time. Simple. So new vSphere, the biggest innovation since the launch of ESXi. Again, we are coming to the same thing. Okay, we explain. So vSphere 7, it's a plain vSphere 7. Okay, now we are not talking about vSphere 7 plus Kubernetes. That was a other edition. Okay, we covered many of the things. Okay, on vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. Now we are coming to the traditional vSphere model. Okay, so vSphere 7, plain vSphere 7. It's a new generation of vSphere for existing enterprise applications. It is available in two editions, so standard and enterprise plus. vSphere 7, which is available on standard and enterprise plus. So CIO priorities in 2020, you see from Wall Street Journal report. Okay, so talent training, new technologies, automation and cyber security. This is the top priority from CIOs. Share their priorities for 2020. This is given by March 25th, 2020, this year only, 2 months back, exactly almost 2 months back, by the Wall Street Journal. Okay, for CIO from IDG. See, these are the priorities: talent, recruiting and retaining top technology talent. So training, preparing employees to meet a challenge, changing technology landscape. That's for transformation. So new technology, accelerate innovation to maintain a competitive advantage over your competition. So automation, augmenting worker tasks to boost productivity. So cyber security, successfully defending against and repelling cyber attacks. So these are the top priorities from CIOs around the world. Okay. See, tackling the top priorities won't be easy, obviously, right? So you can see that. So talent and training all together, put together. Okay, 80% of US employers identified lack of tech talent as a key challenge. Okay, then new technologies, 69% expected growth rate of artificial intelligence through 2022. Nearly 70% people are expecting the growth rate in artificial intelligence by 2022. Okay, new technologies will evolve. So even the COVID situation is going very worst. So they will involve AI, artificial intelligence, on all the technological verticals, all the business verticals. They will involve. So 45% of paid worker activities could be automated by today's technology. Obviously, that's what we are doing in work from home concept currently. Okay, so that is a top priority for any companies. And 39% of senior executives are confident they have adequate safeguards in place to deal with cyber threats. So obviously, everybody is accessing from different destinations, so they need to have a better security in place. So 39% of senior executives are confident that they have adequate safeguards in place to deal with cyber threats currently. These are the 2020 priorities, top priorities. So how can IT advance these priorities in 2020? How they can achieve? So leverage deep pools of available talent inside, or they can recruit. So avoid unnecessary training. Obviously, that is a big cost involved on any training. Okay, additional training. So new technologies, shareable infrastructure to support AI. So from the existing infrastructure, they want to extend their support or infrastructure to AI, support AI. Okay. So unify VMs and containers. So the unification they need to make, and they want to manage from a single console, single management. So automation, use the decide state model for updates, use APIs to integrate with the third-party tools, obviously. Okay, so applications are running differently. They want to integrate everything from a single model. Okay, they want to automate it. And cyber security, at last, cyber security, leverage hardware level security, utilize identity federation. That is a very critical top priorities across the market in 2020. So the agile administrator, so sharpen relevant, okay, sharpens relevant skills for today and tomorrow. So brings new technology online quickly. That's what now I said, right? You can log into Partner Connect. You can take any training now, any product training. You'll become expert in within 1 or 2 weeks max. If you want to understand vSphere fully, completely, thoroughly, within 1 or 2 weeks, you sit in your online learnings, online trainings, you'll become an expert, you'll become a master on those technologies. Complete hands-on labs are available. Any training is available online. Any new technologies are available online. Everything is easy. So leverages tools to automate manual tasks, obviously. So there are softwares are available to do the automation on any manual task. So even these are the agile administrator, how they want to. So anything on their fingertips they need to keep in. Anything is requested by the development team or the business team, the IT admin team should have the ability to provide immediately, quickly. Okay, the agile IT administrator is with these many qualities. So maximizes security posture. So vSphere 7 to the rescue. So how we are supporting here, right? So how vSphere 7 can help you achieve your priorities in 2020. Talent and training. For talent and training, that is nearly 80% of the request. Extensive pool of industry talent around vSphere, obviously. So anybody nowadays, anybody can manage vSphere environment. They can build the vSphere environment. We are utilizing the existing vSphere knowledge only. Okay, and then so deliver Kubernetes services without extensive training. Obviously, anybody knows how to create, how to manage vSphere platform, vSphere environment. They can create Kubernetes without any additional training. Or it might be lesser training, not very high level of training. It might be lesser training to understand Kubernetes. That's it. Any vSphere knowledge guys, they can build their own Kubernetes services. And new technologies share GPUs across multiple AI ML projects. Yeah, graphical processing interfaces. Okay, they can manage from these AI ML projects. So unify virtual machine and container management, and then automation, maintain software and firmware according to a desired state. Obviously, you can do that. The patching and all, everything you can do that. So extensive API library enables automation through tools like vRealize, Terraform, Ansible. So any high level of components are available globally. So those components can be integrated with our solution. Okay. So cybersecurity remotely attestation facilitates a hardware root of trust. So leverage industry standard, identify providers to authenticate. That's why it said we are giving high level of security on our Kubernetes environment or on the VM environment, right? So not like earlier, unlike earlier, we are providing the high level of security. That's why we mentioned the remotely attestation facilitates. We'll see what is that. Okay, in simplified lifecycle management, vSphere Lifecycle Manager for simplified upgrades, update planner to discover, manage, and upgrade using RESTful APIs. Guys, this can be automated. Okay, all these things can be automated through vRealize from VMware. So intrinsic security, remote attestation with vSphere Trust Authority. So identity federation, simplified software patching. So identity federation, we said already, I said it's from ADFS. Okay, Active Directory Federation Services. So and also you can integrate with any third-party IDPs. So application acceleration, cost-efficient AI/ML hardware pools, performance and resiliency using improved vSphere, DRS, and vMotion. So predictable quality of service. Traditionally, we don't have any quality of service directly on VM level. So now currently we are providing predictable quality of service. We can predict. Earlier it was not like a prediction. So currently we can predict the quality of service, how much quality of service we'll get on any application access. See, simplified lifecycle management. Guys, I will take another 5 to 10 minutes max. Okay, I'm just fast tracking, try to fast track. Okay, another some 7-8 slides. Okay, so decide state, update planner, update software, update firmware, like it's a cycle. Okay, life cycle manager. So this can be automated through vCenter and vRealize. So intrinsic security. So vSphere trust authority. Okay. So what it will give? So remote attestation of hardware. Hardware generates a cryptographically signed report of server and a hypervisor configuration. It's like exactly like a checksum value. Okay. So where it is fetching or where it is running, the application which is running, VM is running. Okay. The hardware generates a cryptographically signed report of that particular server and a hypervisor configuration, like a ESXi configuration. So verified remotely by a trusted computing base. So that's why we said trusted host. No one can inject any code into, or no one can tamper the hypervisor configuration into. It will detect and it will protect. That's why improves trust of infrastructure. So any virus is getting into, okay, any malware is getting into your environment, they cannot change any code of your hypervisor configuration. Okay, so that you can protect your secure your workloads from untrusted infrastructure, prevent malwares. Simply prevent malwares. No one can change anything on your running infrastructure. The down one is ESXi host, the top one is trusted host. For verifying, you can verify the codes. So identity federation. So modernizing vSphere authentication. Now you just see anyone can log in, right? Anyone can log into your vCenter server. Anyone can log into your vSphere environment. So now it can be integrated with multi-factor authentication. So standard-based federated authentication, ADFS initially, other enterprise identity providers later. Now they are trying to include many of the other service providers also, ID service providers. Okay. So reduced audit scope, username and passwords not stored by vSphere anywhere. Okay, so if you don't want to keep anything, the username and password, the admin username and password on vSphere, you want to keep it in somewhere else outside, yes, you can do that. You can have Active Directory as of now. Currently, all the username and password, VI admin username, password, everything will be there on Active Directory only. You are not keeping anything on your local ESXi platform. So everything will come from Active Directory all the time. If you are changing any password on Active Directory, the same thing will apply on ADFS. So application acceleration, modern applications built for modern demands. That's why I said modern application means we need to access from any device, from anywhere, right? Normally. So these are the enhancements we need to give to access from anywhere, from any device. Okay. So that's why we said AI ML applications, recommendation engine, facial recognition, fraud detection to integrate with multiple devices. Like a phone, you want to access a particular application. The smartphone, smart devices you want to access. That time you want to integrate with the facial recognition. Yes, you can do that. It will enhance. And you want to integrate with the fraud detection model. Yes, you have the third-party solution. You want to integrate. Yes, you can integrate. Okay. And DB analytics applications, scenario modeling, delivery logistics, insurance risk management, everything can be accelerated. And then see latency sensitive applications, financial trading. Every second makes sense, right? Every second makes sense. Millisecond, microseconds make sense on financial trading, like stock exchange, stock markets. So this can be latency sensitive applications can be implemented. These are all modern applications. Process manufacturing, high performance computing, HPC, like in a car manufacturing industry, they are using the robots. So that one, the robots are using high performance computing to do the manual task into automation. Okay, so everything can be managed through the application acceleration component, which is available on vSphere 7. So which is giving the enhancement, these many enhancements. GPU virtualization, fully utilized expensive GPU resources, improved DRS, improved vMotion, and persistent memory support. And then assignable hardware. So we are coming into DRS and HA, vSphere DRS initial placement and vSphere HA support. That is enhanced model, which is available on vSphere 7. Dynamic direct path IO, support for PCIe devices configured in pass-through. So PCI Express devices, PCI Express based devices. It will, if anything is configured in pass-through, which is supports, okay, fully supported on PCIe based devices support. So NVIDIA vGPU, support for vGPU profiles attached to virtual machines. So virtual GPU, you have one single NVIDIA card on your physical hardware. You want to integrate with your VMs, multiple VMs to access the GPU. Yes, you can configure through vGPU profiles. Okay, it can be attached to multiple virtual machines. So virtual machine also will get the same graphical processing unit capability. So you can run some games, or you can develop some games. You can provide access to games, kind of, you can do. So now assignable hardware, extended support for hardware accelerators. So dynamic direct path IO and NVIDIA vGPU, both consumers are assignable hardware. Previous vSphere versions had no awareness of PCIe device capability with the direct path IO. That's what I said. If any device you are connecting directly to the server's PCI Express card, okay, like a tape drive, something different thing. I'm not talking about the tape drive only. You are talking about any other hardware you are connecting. Okay, any scanner you are connecting, anything you are connecting. So it can be managed. It can be. It is compatible, directly compatible with vSphere 7. Okay, and direct path IO. So assignable hardware is about exposing capabilities or profiles to the VM. Assignable hardware interacts with the DRS. DRS responsible for finding a suitable host with available PCIe device or vGPU profile. Now you can see the difference. Assignable hardware, dynamic direct path IO, and then NVIDIA vGPU. How you can assign? Directly you can assign. You can use it. Okay. So improved distributed resource scheduler, that is DRS. Okay. Now optimized based on unique workload demands. Now you just see ESXi host, they can see the balanced DRS service, and then workload, it can see the workload also. Okay, cluster DRS score. So how it is working, how much recommended scores it is giving. Okay, what is the markup, everything it will give. What is the threshold it is using, how many VMs are running in that 80 to 100 bracket. Okay, it will give that unique scores based on the unique workload demands. Also, it will place the workloads based on the workload demands. So earlier we used to place the workload on based on the host centric. Now it is based on the workload, not based on the host. Host can be many. Okay, so some workload you are running inside your VM. So that particular workload only, it will migrate from one end to another end based on the demand. Okay, so enhanced vMotion, non-disruptive workload migration, performance impact and stun time. Okay, so prolonged switchover stun time. That's why in the traditional way we said immediately it will switch over. Right, in some previous slides we have seen any the time critical applications. So for time critical applications, anything goes wrong, anything down, sometime any application is down, it will switch over immediately. That's why it's enhanced vMotion. We said non-disruptive migration of massive Oracle and SAP HANA workloads. It's more efficient now. So very efficient now. Okay. So the new vSphere, it's biggest innovation since the launch of ESXi. So vSphere 7, that's what we have seen, which is available in 2 editions. One is standard, another one is Enterprise Plus. Then the other one is vSphere 7 with Kubernetes. Okay, vSphere 7 also new, vSphere 7 with Kubernetes also new. It's available through VMware Cloud Foundation. So vSphere 7 approved customer codes are running very fast. So some customer codes from KPN EMEA, ITQ EMEA partner, Bayou Idaho America, Syscom APJ partner, and Digital China APJ. See, includes a mix of vSphere 7 and vSphere with Kubernetes in some instances. These codes slides can be used as this and be incorporated into presentations. Okay. See, now with the application focused management and simplified lifecycle available in vSphere, with Kubernetes, we'll be able to increase agility and therefore our pace of innovation while protecting our R&D efforts. So he is the architect from KPN. He is giving application focused management we are getting from vSphere with Kubernetes and lifecycle availability. So the ITQ, our goal is to help our IT and DevOps customers. Okay. Become more agile in creating value for their businesses. We are all in on the VMware ecosystem as a means of accomplishing this. So he is the Vice President of Cloud Native ITQ. The releases of vSphere keep getting better and better, which simplifies administration so we can spend more time focusing on the needs of our development teams. So they can focus on their development teams, not on infrastructure side. So now everything is becoming easy. They are from Bayou, Idaho, Brigham Young University, Idaho. He is a system engineer. The lifecycle manager, update manager, and automation tools in vSphere make life easier for our architecture and engineering teams that need to focus more on development than administration. The streamlined process simplifies management of our 1,500 globally distributed hosts. Okay, this is part of a large global pharmaceutical company. We are not giving any specific names for this. So, Director of Virtualization Engineering. That's all, guys. I covered up everything, and customer testimony also I covered up. I touched on. Okay. So thanks for your time, valuable time. So you can note down my contact. You can reach me anytime. So vSphere 7 is very powerful, and this is the biggest innovation since ESXi. Okay.
Thank you, Madan.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, we are just winding up the session. Anything, just let me know anytime. Okay. Thanks, Ifyoma. Thanks, team. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
guys.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.